Karn deck was alright. Pretty bad against control, but decent otherwise. Alright, mono black Banefire. So basically mono black control with a single mountain splash off of the Thaumatic Compass and treasure map to eventually kill people with Banefire off of Cabal Stronghold. This deck has a lot of parallels to the chromatic black deck that Ali Andrazi's been championing, and he top 8'd one of the tournaments at SCG kind of with it, one of the side event tournaments. In my experience, the chromatic black deck, while it's fine against some of the more mid-range and controlling decks in the format, it tends to get run over because it's just really clunky. And this list felt a lot more smooth to me when we were playing it. And whereas still having access to things like Banefire and Eldest Reborn still give us a lot of play against control decks. He did both. He top 8'd a side event. He top 8'd a side event at SCG Con with it, like a 60-player side event or something like that. I'm going to jump into a constructed event with this. Again, the caliber of the decks we've been playing against in the unranked queue has not been great since they reset the MMR, so I'm jumping in here to hopefully find some more stock good decks. Sorry for not being an active member of the community, made life's been hard, and I've been... Oh, Average Bloom, I hope things get better for you. Thanks for the support that you've given here. Thanks for dropping in. Hope things swing on the up and up for you. Always do you first. If they are an aggro deck, Ritual of Soot's going to be pretty reasonable for us. If they're a control deck, Treasure Map's going to give us the ability to grind them out a little bit, which is nice. Manual tappers are the worst. Use the auto tapper, please. I'm gonna bottom that, just like looking for spells. Will do, Bloom. I appreciate the support. Is Bant Defenders worth crafting? I think it's pretty reasonable against the aggressive decks. It can kind of struggle against Drakes, but I think it's fine overall. All right, am I happy to... I think I'm happy to Ritual of Soot this board, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and draw and then Soot here. Yeah, with drawing Eldest Reborn definitely makes me happy to Soot here. That means this could likely kill a Planeswalker. This is, looks like they're gonna find something here. Double Jade Light, sure. Have a 2-drop here as well. You do, 1-drop. Double 1-drop? Okay. Well, I know what we're looking for here. That's a Karn. Okay. That's not the worst. I am going to, Karn. I think we're just, like, going down here, right? Like, this treasure map's gonna flip in a couple of turns. And, like, these things are gonna be huge. Love me some Karn Structs. The subtle UI updates are A+ fantastic. Really like them. Just like, my opponent, actually 100% of the spells my opponent has cast, the auto tapper would have done the same thing as them manually tapping their lands. I am just majorly tilted about it. Why did they concede? I'm confused. I mean, the Golden Demise that was on top of our deck was about to be really good. Do we think they're ghosting? I don't know. Maybe they're just like, maybe they're gonna concede the match here in a second. Mom told, yeah, like maybe Mom told them to get off the computer. I'm gonna put the extra Josu in. I think our deck's pretty well set up against black-green though, so I'm not gonna board too much. The Twitch delay is actually less than 10 seconds if your internet connection is if your internet connection is great. I've not, and basically all the decks I play here on this stream are viewer submitted deck lists, and nobody's ever sent that one in. I'm impressed by how long you've been going tonight. Left, ran some errands, ate the worst Asian food of my life, yelled loudly about it in my car, and I'm still at it. What's going on, Squid Squad? Your catch is at the tail end here. My goal is to do longer streams on Fridays. In fact, for the Fridays where Jake has off of preschool, so he'll stay at daycare all day, I plan to do some 12-hour streams in the future. Really sad to lose my compass here. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and cast this down. I really don't want them to play a Vivian Reed next turn. If they're gonna play a Vivian, I'd rather it be on turn 5 so I can untap and Eldest Reborn it. Listen, all I'm gonna say about the Magic Online team is that Wall of Roots has been broken since January 2016, and when I inquired about why it's still broken, I was told, and I quote, the issue is much more complicated than it appears on the surface. So, Magic Online is a giant spaghetti mess, and you should never assume anything's gonna implement reasonably into it. That also just might be the fact that I'm super jaded talking, but, you know, just to set your expectations to realistic for a hot second here. So we're 1 land short of kicking Josu here, right? Because this makes 6 with 3 left over, so this is 9 mana. This ramps me by 2. Vivian Reed's actually, hey, look at that, chat. They were manually tapping and they over-tapped like a big dumb stupid. Use the technology. Use the technology. Use the technology. Sorry, people refusing to embrace change makes me salty. All right, so this is this into this.
Scars are lessons written in skin.
Our 2 Banefires looking incredibly awkward here, but like also worth noting that like if they hadn't had a Duress for our Thaumatic Compass, these would be castable.
Would you like to see what's left of Scion? That can't help you now.
All right, swamp, please. Any land, really. Any land lets us kick the Josu. All right, it's not a terrible draw. About to buy into paper again, and I'm wondering if you're still high on pirates. I'm mainly playing FNMs and showdowns. If you enjoy the play patterns that pirates creates, I think it's a great choice. I love that it defaults to all the cards in play in our hand with that. That's so good. I'm actually going to go ahead and Ritual of Soot just to kill the Midnight Reaper here. And the reason why I'm doing this is because if they get more creatures into play and I Ritual of Soot, they're just going to get to draw a bunch of cards. So I'd rather just them not draw cards. Also, once I kick this, I'm not going to want to play the Ritual of Soot anymore. That's really unfortunate for us. They get to kill my Spyglass and then start using Vivian.
Come to me.
Perfect. Kick it. Thud. Don't mind me. 20 power, go.
Balance comes.
This thing has Menace too, which is great. Sign me up. We find a red source. Ugh. God, their draws have been unreal.
Sacrifices.
That's fine. We won game 1. We can take game 3 on the play. Holy crap, the tokens do have Menace. That's absurd. That is, wow. I did not realize the tokens had Menace. So it just doesn't matter that? Yeah, alright. I'll stop complaining now. They're gonna cast Finality here, but Otherwise, we're in a good spot. You know what? I'm probably supposed to have killed Vraska, because Vraska gives them an extra draw. I should have sent 2 tokens at Vraska, is what should have happened. So if this is finality, I could have prevented this by hitting 2 at Vraska and leaving them at 9. Yeah, they hit the finality. Yeah, this was a mistake on my part. Yep. 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 All right, on to the next one. Definitely should have shipped 2 tokens into their Vraska. Not close. Onward, upward, backward, forward. I think I'm fine. I'm gonna click submit. We did not play 4-color control today, Larinax. It'll be at the top of the queue, top of the standard queue most likely for Sunday. How long have I been playing Magic the Gathering? I started playing Magic the Gathering casually in 2001. I started playing competitively with the release of New Phyrexia in 2012. Why Vraska, not Vivian? Because Vivian doesn't give them draws towards Find Finality, which is their only way to get out of that situation. Whereas Vraska gives them the ability to draw Find Finality by drawing a spell. It's a good question, though. I definitely should have articulated that. One Ritual of Soot, please. What happened to Jeskai control? I decided I'd rather play mono black. The Jeskai control that I had at the end of today was a dealer's choice deck list, and I decided I'd rather play this one. All right, still no black mana. Woof. Oh, well, I got a couple of looks here at stuff. The Thaumatic Compass is gonna grab me. You have a Vivian read? Gross.
How this thing goes is up to you, pal.
5 sweepers in my deck. Would like to draw one, please.
This is nothing.
So I'm taking 9 here, down to 9. It's unfortunate. And one of the things that people, in my experience, people often forget to look at and talk about is it's very easy to tunnel vision on this third game where, like, I looked at a bunch of cards and we got kind of unlucky to not find a sweeper and forget about the fact that, like, I lost game 2 because I made a mistake, right? And this is one of the reasons, it's just such a good highlight of, like, why best of 3 is so important to competitive Magic for, like, giving the better player the chance to win. There's so many games like this where just, like, there's nothing you could do and you just kind of get run over. But, like, if you have 3 games to balance that out, there's probably a good chance that at least one of those 3 games you're going to win or lose based on decisions that got made. So I definitely could have won that second game if I would have attacked the 2 into Vraska accordingly and given them one less chance to hit the Find Finality as an out. And that, generally speaking, like, people often come in and ask, you know, like, what's the record with the deck? And I'm pretty adamant about, like, the record with a deck on a given day being pretty meaningless, right? So, like, this deck, for instance, you know, we're 0-1 here, but, like, 0-1 doesn't tell you that, oh, if Jeff makes a better gameplay decision, we start 1-0, right? So, the actual number at the end of the day doesn't matter if you're not playing in a tournament, and what matters is, like, how is the deck actually performing? Because, like, it's not the deck's performance that it's 0-1 here, right? It's mine. You've entered the submerged boneyard bracket. Ha! Got him. Thought erasure that, opponent. Yeah, Magic's got a lot of things to like about it. So, worth noting that Cabal Stronghold doesn't ramp your mana until you hit 5 swamps. So it doesn't ramp you on turn 5, it ramps you 1 on turn 6 and 2 on turn 7. Yeah, we've played a Thoughtbound Spybug deck a while back. There's definitely a YouTube video of it. Sure. I think at this point, I'm just like activating both of these this turn. Die adds die. Fintango, thanks for the 3-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. The best deck to get the most wins in my current opinion. There's a bunch of good decks in this format. Probably green-black mid-range is the best constructed deck. Oh, I should have thinned a land first, right? It doesn't really matter. It's pretty minimalistic either way. Eldest Reborn. So if I do this, I have 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. Hit this to start and see what we get. Karn, that's pretty good.
I will defend my allies. Good choice.
Yeah, Smarty. There were just too many cards I own decks with the MMR reset. So I think playing all of these different events builds the same. I actually don't know. It's all just like hidden nonsense BS. Like I don't actually know if like this builds our MMR up, but hopefully it does. The greedy black-green mid-range deck on my website is one of the many iterations of black-green that exists in this format. There are a lot of different versions of black-green, and that is one of them. And that's another one of the many reasons why this format is so good, is because there are a bunch of different iterations of the various archetypes that have like varying degrees of good, bad, or otherwise. Ritual of Soot's a great draw here. Lets me clean out these tokens and then Eldest Reborn to get rid of this this Tez. MMR stands for matchmaking rating. You get to discard this swamp to their Eldest Reborn trigger. Yeah, the Encyclopedia seems really good. Maybe we do want a second one of those. Awesome, Mini Koopa. Yeah, Pirates is a lot of fun. If you are into tempo, Pirates is a sweet place to be. I don't actually know which is more mana there, the Stronghold or the Swamp. One of them is definitely more than the other, but I'm not sure offhand which is. Alright, and this is going to flip over into another Spire here. Can you explain why it wouldn't offset the variance to play 2.5 as many best of 1 games as running a tournament? That cut it 7 to 8 losses instead of 3. Because Magic the Gathering is a game that's designed to be played with sideboards. There are a lot of matchups in Magic the Gathering that are close to unwinnable game 1 or severely unfavored, where you basically don't play a game of Magic and just get run over, that you then balance out by playing a best of 3.
You have no place in my plan.
So my opponent's sequencing here is kind of bad. Because they've played Doom Whisper before activating the Tezzeret, I get to Vraska's Contempt the Tezzeret before they get to activate it, which is great for us. This idea that like you like are playing 2 different games, a pre-board game and a post-board game, adds a lot of skill to Magic the Gathering. I would love my Karn back, thank you. What did I exile over here? There's a treasure map. Sign me up. I would love a treasure map.
Until you have lived as a statue, do not talk to me of pigeons.
Until you have lived as a statue, do not talk to me of pigeons. Oh, Karn. You so cheeky. We're gonna Eldest Reborn the crap out of this Doom Whisper. They're gonna get to flip this search for Azcanta, but like, I have Encyclopedia and Karn going here, and this Eldest Reborn is gonna be ticking up, so that bodes well for us. Yeah, that's actually gonna stay right there, right? Because it's gonna go ahead and name Search for Azcanta when it flips over. You just like have lethal Banefire at any point here now too, which is nice. Sure. Whatever this card is, this one over here. We're gonna name this one. We're gonna name the one that they have in play. Believe it or not. The Encyclopedia better than the Ascend land that lets you draw for 5? That's a good question. I don't know the answer to it. I'll add that to my list to test. Maybe I'll try one of those before I try another. Maybe splitting those is probably fine. I don't know. I guess like this game, I drew with the Encyclopedia way before I would have been able to draw with the Ascend land. Like obviously we can draw with the Ascend land eventually, but Scatter, Chupa, Thought Erasure, Azcanta the Sunken Rune. You work so hard to find Azcanta, opponent. It'd be a shame if something happened to that. Just gotta find a Banefire here. We get a lot of looks at Banefire next turn. Even if we don't find Banefire next turn, we'll still have plenty to do. We get to scry with Treasure Map twice. I get to draw with Art Encyclopedia. They have an Essence Scatter, unfortunately, so Josu's gotta go down. I'm gonna dig to my Banefire. They're not pressuring my health total. I have a draw with this Encyclopedia. Yeah, I'm just gonna Demonic Tutor to Banefire. Or Vampiric Tutor, technically. Awkward. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. Boop. Boop, 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 boop it on the nose. Boop it on the nose. Arc of Orzaka would detract from the swamp ramping. Kinda. So the swamp, we wouldn't cut a swamp for the arc, right? Like the arc would be replacing a spell, which makes a difference. It's an important difference. Good clean sideboard plan here. I've got one slot too many. I've got one more card I need to cut here, because I added a Josu to the board. Yeah, that's fair too. I guess we do make our land drops most turns, right? Which is like another plus for Encyclopedia. But I want to cut here. I probably don't need 4 Plaguecrafter, 4 Contempt, and 4 Eldest Reborn. Yeah, that's probably the case. What mad genius inspired this? This is just like most of the sweet decks we play on this stream, you know? Pirates, Merfolk, this, viewer submitted cores. Yeah, Plaguecrafter is like 3 mana Edict or 3 mana Ravenscribe. Those are its modes. Honestly, I wonder if this Arguel's Bloodfast is needed. There's a good chance that this is just nonsense. Ooh, that's a lot of Thoughtbound Phantasms. Well. Yes, I guess I have these. I did see these game 1. Maybe I'm supposed to leave the cast downs in. That's a pretty good draw. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass here, I think. And like end step, Contempt, untap, play another removal spell. One of the ways you can beat people playing counter magic in decks like this is to kind of force them to sequence on your terms. Doom Whisperer with Thoughtbound Phantasm is kind of absurd here. They could actually just pay 2 to give these 2/2. They could be really aggressive here and just try and kill us. It's a real shame I can't auto-yield to these triggers. That's fair, Swift. Yeah, I think there should probably be cast downs in my deck still in this game. Wonder how big they're gonna try and make these. Yeah, if we don't have a removal spell, they can kill us here. Every 2 life they pay is 2 more damage. I don't know, it's good that they're listening to community feedback, right? All right, so I'm going to 11 here. And if I draw a mountain, they're still not dead, chat. So they actually kill us if they just double surveil in response here. Yeah, I think I messed up. There should be cast downs in my deck. I saw these Thoughtbound Phantasm. I just didn't consider them while I was sideboarding. It's actually a reason to leave Plaguecrafter in too, probably. Is it? It's probably not quite a good reason for that. I'm gonna trim this Arguel's. Spyglass seems a little bit medium. This isn't a Josu matchup, because they have, like, it's probably just enough to kill them with Karns and Banefires. Yeah, let's do that. And that's one of the upsides you get from playing a deck that's a little bit off the beaten path like my opponents. It's tough for people to know how to sideboard and play against you if they're experienced with what's going on. It seems fine. I wonder if I want Duress in this matchup. Maybe that's the card I don't want. They left Ravenous Chupacabra in, sure. If we draw a third land next turn, I'm going to play Thaumatic Compass, because that means I can guaranteed hit the rest of my land drops. If I don't draw a third land, I'm going to play Treasure Map. So, when you're not under a lot of pressure, Compass on 2 is absurd, because, like, it just means you're going to hit every land drop between here and 7. Again, just as a reminder for people that aren't quite familiar with Cabal Stronghold math, Cabal Stronghold does not net you additional mana until you have 5 swamps in play. Well, that's awkward. I guess I have Eldest Reborn, so this is totally naming Banefire, right? We have Karn and Eldest Reborn that can kill them still. We're not stone cold dead to Unmoored Ego. Wait, what? They named Treasure Map? Deal. No, I boarded the Josu's out. Wait, did they miss taking the maps out of my deck? There's only one treasure map here. I think they missed clicking the treasure maps in my deck as well. For the record, I don't think this card's standard playable. It's modern playable, but it's not standard playable. And they have a Tezzeret in their bin here, so I'm gonna activate this turn. Oh, they're getting rid of my Eldest Reborn, sure. Let's see, I'm gonna play Eldest Reborn next turn. It's a pretty okay draw. Gonna do this into map. So I have 2 more lands in my hand, so I probably want to get my mountain with this compass here, just so I guaranteed have my red source. And I want to get my mountain before I start scrying with this treasure map. Sure? I'm actually not going to play the mountain out yet. I just want to make sure I get the mountain with the compass before I flip the compass over. Is basically what it comes down to. Put a stop on my upkeep here. Gonna end step map, untap map. Here's, for people that are newer and are looking at Unmoored Ego and wondering why I'm saying it's unplayable, the big reason why Unmoored Ego is so terrible is because there isn't a single deck in Standard where you can name a card and they can no longer win the game. Basically, every deck still has play to it, even after they've been Unmoored Ego. And Unmoored Ego is always card disadvantage. Even when you name a card that's in your opponent's hand, like you know it's in their hand, they draw a card and it gets replaced. So they guaranteed make their mana back up. Was there a reason to not play Compass out last turn? No, I don't think so. In my head, I thought it was going to flip, but it definitely doesn't flip till 7. Oh, you know what? I probably should have let on Treasure Map there because they knew map was coming. So leading on Karn is wrong there because they know about map and I could have run this into negate. We did not play dinos today. Amulet went fine. Amulet deck is sweet. No, I don't really care about Duress. I guess I should have done this during my upkeep. There's some value to be able to look through their entire deck in hand with Unmoored Ego. No, there's really not. The small amount of value, there's the value that you're talking about there, you're right. That value exists, but it's worth less than a card. And you have to spend a card to get that, and what you're getting at the cost of the card is just not worth it. My sequencing here was bad. I should have activated Compass before I scryed. Alright, I don't have a lot going on here, but I've got things to draw cards with, so we've got that going for us. Oh, the Dino Frenzy deck. Yeah, that deck, I mean, it's technically a Dino deck, I guess. Sorry, when I hear dinos, I think Jund Dinos. I don't care about this because I have Spires in play. That one I care about. That one's also kind of scary because it's going to let them search the card they want to the top of their deck, basically. But I'm like drawing 3 cards a turn for the next 3 turns. And like Banefires are lethal at this point, so there's really no reason to worry about much here. So 8 swamps with the Cabal Strongholds is 8 with 5 left over, and then 13 with 5 left over, and then 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So yeah, Banefire is super lethal next turn. This game's a great example of why play the Encyclopedia instead of the Gateway. So this game, I've made every land drop. And if I had actually taken the turn to play Gateway instead of the Encyclopedia, I'd have 1 less swamp in play, which means I could make 2 less mana. So it's kind of a big deal. Your land drops are really relevant. Spot check for a counterspell here. Got nothing. There's probably a good card on top of their deck, though. I'm going to go ahead and down-tick Karn to start here. Not only because it puts a thing in play that blocks, but also because it insulates him from a copy of Eldest Reborn off the top. Oh, Azure Gateway. Yeah, those cards are different. Sorry, I was thinking about the land. Azure Gateway is the one that basically draws discards, so it's not quite particularly great. We want a card that actually nets us cards as opposed to increasing our card quality. I also don't need the effective Gateway to power our Banefires because we have Cabal Stronghold. Jadem Tome has been replaced, has been upgraded. I don't know that I'm going to finish this set of games with this deck tonight. Obviously, if we lose, we'll probably be done. But if I win 1 or 2 more, I might call it a night. What happened to the tree? That's behind my computer upstairs. I wasn't streaming from my main streaming setup on Wednesday night. Yeah, looks great. How's the competitive league felt compared to traditional play? Maybe slightly more real decks in these leagues so far. I don't actually know. I don't have a super good metric. This is a good start for mono blue. Really need to, we can't miss a land drop this game. We need to hit 4 lands in 4 turns so we can go Ritual of Soot into Ritual of Soot. Okay, and the fact that I drew my 3rd land here means that the Compass can guarantee my 4th, so maybe we have a chance here. This hand's like kind of good against mono blue, like if we don't get counterspelled out of the game. And like, this is one of the reasons to play mono blue, right? Like my opponent's draw is basically just unbeatable here. They just need a Spell Pierce or something, a Spell Pierce or a Wizard's Retort, and we can just never win the game. Since I hit my 4th land naturally, I'm gonna play the treasure map to try and bait a counterspell. Not that they should care about this, but it's what it is. So like this Obsession has drawn 3 cards. Like they have like one of their best possible starts and they were on the play. Now I think Mastermind's acquisition is clunky and bad. It's one of the reasons why the chromatic black deck when we played it felt really terrible. Please just have a handful of dive downs. Please. Oh my god, that resolved. All right. All right, so we're cooking with gas. Got it? Got it. Excellent. So you're saying there's a chance. That's all I need, chat. All I need is a chance. Take a chance on me. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. The card did the thing. Indubitably, the card did the thing. We did the thing with the card. In for a removal spell. I don't understand, chat. My opponents always have it. Why didn't they have it? Why didn't they have it?
Stop.
Please stop. He's just an innocent card. Please stop. How do you deal with a Danto Vanguard? Vraska's Contempt or Golden Demise? The fact that Treasure Map ramps you into flipping Compass sooner is so good. So now Compass is flipped. So this virtually removes this. I think we're stabilizing. Man, how many dive downs are in their hand that they tanked on that for that long? It's gotta be a ton, right? Just like actually all of them. Tell me your thoughts on bad 5-color Bring to Light decks and Modern's going on, K. Bueller. Thanks for the 15 months. I think I'm actually just gonna cast this. It's gonna like play my 4/5 Menace. Essence scatter me, baby. Yeah, Josu's getting cut post-board in this matchup for sure. think it's worth paying for this. Like, each of these is a card draw, but like guaranteeing my cast down works is like pretty valuable here. 5 months of Bezo money. Mini Koopa, thanks for the support. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Perfect. Grab our mountain. We have 2 spires now. So we've gotten through the live portion of the game. Now we just gotta find a way to win the game, basically. Especially with this Ritual of Soot in hand. That one. Send him back where he came from. Fair. The spires work really well with Ritual of Soot as well, because the spires encourage my opponent to play more creatures out, because they need to play more creatures to like play through it, and then the Ritual of Soot punishes them for going wide. Like good synergy. You want to make sure you spires the Djinn first here, and the reason for that is that way if they dive down the Djinn, I can spires it again in response. Play a 3rd creature, please. Deal. Boop. Just boop him right on the nose there. So, like, they need 2 creatures to get through my spires, and then they have to get through the cards in my hand here still, too. I have 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 11 mana. I guess I could just, like, Banefire them. This is a reason to not just double Banefire them. $11, $12, $13, $14, $15. I'm just gonna be conservative here. I could probably be a little bit more aggressive and kill them faster, but with Eldest Reborn, it doesn't really matter. What are the bad matchups? I genuinely don't know. Most of what we played so far has felt pretty good with the deck. That's why I'm playing it again tonight. Do I want Duress in this matchup? I feel like I want to cut the Banefires in this matchup. Is that insane? I mean, it's kind of uncounterable removal. Like, getting the mountain is hard, and they can counter it with dive down. You win with Karn and Treasure Map. I'm really not a fan of the Chromatic Lantern deck. The Chromatic Lantern deck has an incredible amount of clunky draws in it. I think I want the Murders. I'm pretty sure I just want all the cards that kill their things. Let's try this. Yeah, Count's counterable, but I'm bringing in 4 Duresses as well. Just like pretty good for poking through counter spells. The Merfolk deck actually went really well. I was pretty impressed with what it had going on. Three lands, 4 Doomblades. These Doomblades are kind of expensive, but like I have a 2-mana one. this is in the range of keepable. I think the fountains are actually really good in matchups like this. This is exactly the type of matchup I want the fountains for. Yeah, that's fine. So I am choosing to give them a chance to counterspell this cast down, because I really don't care if they counter the cast down. They're going to counter something at some point. If they're countering this, that means they're potentially not countering one of these, so that sounds good. If I wanted to guaranteed kill their thing, I could have put a stop on my end step to kill the Merfolk Trickster before they untapped. I agree. Their deck is a bunch of draft leavings when they don't have curiosity going on. Their deck's a lot like Pirates in that their average card quality is incredibly low, and the way they win the game is by having a lot of cards, not by having good cards. Right on time, treasure map. Welcome to the party. I'm actually gonna kill Sprite here because it denies them card quality. Yep. So we're dead in 3 currently. That's a good draw. Woof. All right. Pass. I have 4 copies of Soot in my deck, and I have 1 copy of Golden Demise. That's a pretty good one. We really want them to bin this here. That's unfortunate, because they likely put a counterspell on top of their deck since they kept it. Probably dead here. Happy to see continued standard content. B-Mec, thank you for the biddies, and thanks for using the charity hashtag with it. I appreciate that. How do pros get cards to test for new formats? Do they join all of them and slot them into decks? They use playtest proxies. Mostly proxies. Proxies are their wallet. So I'm going to play a land here. I'm going to play treasure map, but I'm going to pass. Hey, Gossens, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Or welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. So I'm passing here because this way I'm not dead this turn. So, because if they would have played the Merfolk Trickster at end of turn, they would have been tapped out, which means they couldn't Siren Storm Tamer me. And now they can Siren Storm Tamer my Vraska's Contempt, but now they only have 4 power in play, so I'm going to get to go to 1. And then I'm going to get a Scry plus a draw step to draw Sweeper. Although I guess I'm dead to the Trickster then, right? Yeah, definitely, B-Mec. Just let me know which deck you'd like to add him to. A playtest proxy is a card that represents another card. So you take cards that are worthless and you write the name of a card that's not worthless on the back of it. I believe this Trickster means I'm just dead, so it doesn't really matter. Let's play the next game on the let's take the next game on the play. Take a little bit of info on the way out the door. What did you keep on top? They left Essence Scatter in. It's good for us. There are not creatures in my deck right now, friendo. I think I'm pretty happy. Gonna go ahead and click submit. That game is a good example of why the Fountain is a good draw, because Fountain basically negates one of their 1 power attackers. It's effectively a soft removal spell. 4-color dragon sounds good. As always, anybody who cheers Any bits, 100 bits or more, donates $1 or more, you're always welcome to bump a deck that's in my queue. People that support my content dictate what we play and when we play it. Compass is very good against Drakes. Put it mulliganed. Smiley face. Big Domain. Thanks for the 7 months. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks back this way again this month. I appreciate that. For the thing. Thanks, K. Mueller. I would love to gain a point of health. Thank you for asking. Sure. And so, like, this Plaguecrafter really doesn't get much better, so just, like, trading it 1-for-1 right away seems fine. It's basically just Diabolic Edict. Sure, you got a tricky. So this is gonna make sure we hit some land drops here. If they have Curious Obsession plus Protection here, we could be in trouble. Yeah. That's a little no bueno. Maybe I'm supposed to just leave up Contempt. They're gonna start burying us in cards here. I think I need to try right away. Typically don't like bits, but charity's a good thing. Put this towards Grixis Bird. Thank you, Marty, for the support. I appreciate it. We'll probably get to birds on Sunday then. Ah, Murder, She Wrote. Is it an impression or that the power level of magic cards varies extremely? Yeah, I mean, not every magic card is designed to be a constructed playable card. So, like, there's a lot of Magic the Gathering cards that are designed to be playable and limited. And not necessarily constructed. Compass flips when we have 7 lands available. So, next turn. Oh, right. I was like, I get my mountain here, but I cut my Banefire. It's like, where'd my mountain go? Practice makes perfect, GW. We all start somewhere. We'd be at 10 right now without the fountain, right? Just much, much lower. Ooh, that's a good one. Attempt to murder your thing. Murder rejected. Got it. Do I want to crack I think I'm gonna crack the fountain at this point. A little bit more action in my life. Karn's a win condition. Karn makes things. Compass doesn't untap when it flips, and I want to be able to compass this turn. I'm just gonna play and crack this right away. That's fantastic. I'm gonna lead on this actually, because I think I'd rather this get countered than Compass get countered. If they have a Wizard's Retort, I think they'd counter either. Yeah, I'd rather Compass resolve, I think. And again, in the event of dive down, you want to maze the one that you don't want to hit you the most first. So this way, if they dive this down in response to the spires, I can spire it again. For charity. Thank you, Crime Dog. I appreciate that. Just gonna hold that land in my hand. No reason not to. I actually don't ramp into anything at this point. And maybe that's a reason to, like, leave a Banefire in my deck. Just because, like, the Cabal Stronghold's, like, worse without it. But, I don't know. We just need to draw a, another Ritual of Soot here, ideally. We are taking 2 a turn now. Yeah, Compass. Compass is a card that's, like, constantly impressed me in these archetypes. Just very powerful at what it does. Like, helps the decks that really want to hit land drops. My opponent left Essence Scatter in their deck for game 2, so I boarded out Josu. You have another Trickster. That's brutal. I die pretty quickly here. They've, like, only drawn 6 lands in. 20 cards. Our Golden Demise would also be good. Card.
Are you certain of your decision?
Play the land that you know about, pass the turn. So we're taking 5 here. I guess the good news is Karn isn't dying this turn. That's like a glass half full type thing, right? This is pretty sweet for us that Karn's gonna gain us all this health. Maze that one, maze that one. For people that are newer to Magic and hear me calling this maze, there's a really old Magic card called Maze of Ith that does something very similar to this. Well, that's a great draw. All right, well, I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna trade. I have plenty of mana, so I'm gonna trade this Karn in for a different Karn. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do this. And we're gonna plus him. Okay. All right. And then Karn is only going to go to... Karn's only going to go to 3 here at this point, so we can get the treasure map and still live next turn, which is great for us. And then hopefully treasure map is going to eventually start grinding us to some card advantage. And if we ever draw like another relevant spell in the middle, we're going to be in a great spot. Just like, hey, diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the Karn jumped over the moon.
Please stop.
Please stop. I think I agree with that assessment. I think the opponent probably misprioritized my Planeswalker and probably should have focused on attacking my face a little bit more. So if they attack Karn with everything, I can't save him, right? So I might as well. This is only when it deals damage to a player. Damage to a player, yeah. So I just let this happen at this point, I think. Sure. Cast down's like a fine draw here, because it basically takes one of their. It's like taking one creature off the table is fine. Like obviously it's worse than drawing a sweeper, but like not everything can be a sweeper. That's pretty good. Hey, Panda, thanks for the charity bits. I appreciate it. Yeah, the Karn's gained a lot of life. I should have done this from the start, technically. Wow. Alright, well, they're drawing some blanks here. That's good for us. I'm gonna get to scry here, so hopefully find another piece of action next turn. Again, always want to start by spiring the thing that has that you want to spire the most. They spell pierced there because it actually doesn't matter. You get a blue spell for your quest is the reason to spell pierced there. That is exactly the reason. Yep, that one can stay right there. All right, and they're down to 2 creatures, and I've got 3 spires. So my treasure map's flipping. I think we've stabilized. We're definitely we're en route to stabilization. We haven't guaranteed stabilized, but we're heading in that direction. I'm gonna keep the Duress on top of my deck here because when I draw a Karn, I want to be able to, I'm already through 2 Karns, right? So that's something I need to be conscious of since that's my only win condition at this point. Remember, with a card like Duress, you don't have to fire it off right away. In fact, I'm going to hold this Duress until I draw a Karn, because I want to spot check for a removal spell as soon as I play it. I could also theoretically deck my opponent, that's true. I think I'm going to be drawing more cards than them, though, so that's probably not a good route for me. Pre-combat dive does kill us, doesn't it? Huh, I didn't think about that. And like you just said, I don't really have a way to play around that. So I could thin a land out of my deck here, but I'd rather just have another Spires. I believe we're gonna deck before they do, but that's fine. We'll like Ritual of Soot to clear the board, and then we'll like Karn them out. Getting my APM up here. My Spire's APM. Nice magic card. Whoop! Pop goes the weasel. Do 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 do. Look at all of our prizes. Hey, let's play one more and then I'm gonna call it a night. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I appreciate it. If you're new, remember my name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. Be sure to give the channel a follow. If you think this deck is sweet, and it is, and you haven't seen it before, this is one of the many decks you are missing out by not checking out my website, jeffhoagland.com. Click standard decks at the top. There's this and many other wonderful things on there. Does this deck have creatures? There are 2 copies of Josu and then Plaguecrafter. I'm obligated to play this in the tournament. Maybe. This is one of the decks I'm considering playing. I think this deck is sweet. We're finally getting that ritual. Thank you, Mini Koopa. All right, he's ready to draw some lands with Compass here. So they don't have an Explore creature, so that's really good for us. They could have an explore creature, but they want to do that first. Could potentially be the case. Why did you switch to events? Because they reset the MMR, and we've just played against constant people playing just terrible piles of cards. They got rid of the best of 3 ladder with the update yesterday. So there is no best of 3 ladder right now. There's an unranked casual best of 3 where like half or more of the people aren't playing decks and don't have cards. It's like people playing slightly upgraded starter decks. Well, that makes Ritual of Soot a much worse top deck. But I guess the upside is they don't have any explore creatures, so I've got that going for me. Karn exiled 2 swamps, right? Yeah, so he's not doing anything quite yet. Probably gonna cast this down next turn.
How convenient. An excellent choice.
Right. So I can play this, I can play treasure map, I can activate treasure map, and I can cast something down. I think the best of 3 non-link doesn't affect the I have no idea. There's no point in speculating because I just don't know. There's no point in me sitting here like making stuff up basically. The reasonable explanation for not having a best of 3 ladder is that Magic Arena is a kind of rushed project that was released before it was ready to be released. And they're scrambling to get relevant features into it. Evening Twin.
This will not deter me.
This will not deter me. What will deter you, Karn? Maybe start there. Start with what will deter you.
Evil must not be tolerated.
What evidence do I have for that? Look how feature incomplete the application is. It's missing a ton of features. Vraska's pretty good. I missed the beard, but it's growing back. Great. Bear Senior, thank you for the tier 2 resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Really want a Ritual of Soot.
You may regret that choice.
I think I was gonna Encyclopedia and then draw a card here. Just like do my best to try and hit the Soot for next turn. They can Vraska kill my treasure map, which kind of sucks, but they're gonna get to do that regardless of what I gave them here, because I'm not pressuring their Karn, so they can down tick. So they can like down tick, grab that, power up their Wild Growth Walker. So like Ritual of Soot gets us kind of back in it, because Soot will clear the board, and then I have Contempts and Eldest Reborns to deal with the other things. Even though I don't talk in chat much, I've been impressed with your community, so keep it up. Sam Alander, thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. I agree, Vinyl. Better than Magic Online's like a super low bar. All right, if they don't kill my treasure map, we're gonna scry during the upkeep, obviously. I would be very surprised they don't include ranked best of 3 at some point in the future. I'd be very, very surprised.
My old skills still have
Yep.
their uses.
Makes sense that that's the one that eats it. I assume one of these is going to kill Karn here. So I get 2 draws and a Ritual of Soot here. Murder, She Wrote. That's tough. So I have 6 mana total. I think I just kill the Karn here. Okay, just kill the Karn. Get some rest in. People that are very enfranchised in Magic understand that best of 3 is one of the things that makes the game great, but newer players, a lot of the people that are like experiencing Magic for the first time through Magic Arena don't have a desire to jump right into best of 3. And I think that's understandable. I'm just gonna take this hit because, like, I think I need to draw Ritual of Soot to clean this board out anyway, so I'm not gonna just spend the cast down. We're probably gonna see them play Vivian, kill my Encyclopedia here.
Must be made
Got my list published this week, but now people know I play Trot. I feel conflicted. You should feel conflicted, Dilla.
No one said restoration was painless.
Alright, Karn, do your thing. My favorite thing about Twitch chat is that you can always count on them to pipe up with a "this matchup looks bad" after watching half a game where you go through a third of your deck without your best card. If we'd have like had a Ritual of Soot at some point this game, we would have been able to clean the board out and then Eldest Reborn away one of these Planeswalkers reasonably and be in a much better spot. Instead, we've just kind of been fumbling around because we don't have access to that yet recently. So I just need to keep Karn alive here so that way Karn can grab the Ritual of Soot he just exiled. We're not dead by any means. Like, if they don't have a way to get rid of this Karn, I get to keep him alive and then grab the Ritual of Soot and then play the Eldest Reborn.
I've seen things that would break someone like you.
And like, we're definitely the control deck in this matchup too, right? So we're just like kind of in the stay alive mode. Yeah, and Karn can grab Spyglass after, exactly correct. One-time code, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. The Twitch tournament's on Tuesday.
its loss will serve us.
If they find like a Carnage Tyrant, we could be in trouble, but other than that, we're in an okay spot at the moment. It's good for us. Yeah, that's exactly right, Bob. I just want a ladder that will let me play meaningful games of Magic. So I can Spire the Wild Growth Walker here. Karn's gonna take 4 down to 2. And like, they know this Ritual of Soot is coming, right? Like, they saw Karn exile it. So like, why are they going in so... They're like, going in deep here seems bad on their part. Because like, they saw the Soot go over here. And like, they see the Spire. So it's not even like they're like, oh, I hope he doesn't have a removal spell. Like, they know I have the removal spell in play. It's like sitting right here. The time arguments for why there's no best of 3 ladder don't make sense in my opinion, because if it's really a time thing and they don't know the timing, they could very easily say the best of 3 ladder advances you at the same rate as the best of 1 ladder. It's going to be slower, but we're putting it there as an option until we reevaluate how quick we want it to be.
Best if you stop.
It's best if you stop. That is an amazing draw. I believe I can Soot and double Eldest here, but I need to count.
Your patience is rewarded.
Maybe I'm short of that. No, I can actually exactly do that. Man, this matchup's pretty rough. You think we need some sideboard cards for this matchup? Man, this is pretty terrible. It's unfortunate. Matchup's hard, right, Twitch chat? Don't be results based. Take a hot second. Like even if we got dumpstered this game, like watching one game of Magic doesn't determine a matchup being good or bad. My actual answer is I have no idea if this matchup is good or bad, but like watching half of it play out is not going to tell you the answer. You like how they tanked about their Planeswalker decision? It's just like, nah, brah, I got you. Get them both out of here. And like, even if they draw Carnage Tyrant this turn, there's a third Eldest Reborn that we can get with Karn. Just like, ugh. Like, also worth noting that like, we're keeping up with the opponent this game. They've drawn 6 lands and 24 cards. Like, their draw has been 75% gas so far. And like, we're keeping up here. Like, that's huge. I caught you $1, Howls. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Oh, they did sack lands to Vraska. That's true. How many lands did they sack? 1. They sacked 1 land to Vraska. Still had 75% gas. Nope, looks like 1. They sacked an elf to Vraska. Oh, yeah. Discard a couple of cards for me, big boy. Discard. Bid him. Bid him.
Good choice.
Oh. Oh, treasure map and Banefire. You don't say. I really hope we Banefire them from 42 this game. I really hope we get to Banefire them from 42. That would just make my day. That would just make my day if we could Banefire them from 42. I get to like get their Vivian and their Vraska next turn. That sounds great. Vivian's fine. She draws a land every turn. I'm like in to draw a land every turn. Super in to draw a land every turn.
Beasts are much more reliable than humans.
What was lost is now returned.
What is lost is now returned. Hey y'all. Don't mind me. We just got some super friends over here. Just having a party. I don't think I actually want to sacrifice anything here. I think I want all my lands.
Sacrifices must be made.
Vivian can find Josu. We do have 1 Josu in our deck. Well, I mean, they could have contempted Karn in response to the Eldest Reborn trigger, so like they had the option to contempt Karn. I don't know why they let me draw a treasure map, but they did, so God bless. What card do you think they're digging for here? What gets them out of this situation? That's fantastic. They're advocating to draw a card off this Midnight Reaper. It's gotta be Counter Siren.
No one knows the wilds like I do.
Oh, look, she can find Cabal Strongholds. That sounds great. How much does this make now? 10? Don't mind me. They're drawing to Exodia, right? I'm excited for this Banefire. I hope y'all are excited for this Banefire too. They draw Find Finality. Like that matters. I spy with my little eye things that died of Vraska's downtick. We have a mountain in our deck, and treasures are red.
I've seen things that would break someone like you.
So unlucky. How much is this? I don't actually know. 24, 30, 31, just not quite enough yet.
I haven't forgotten how to destroy things.
So you have like 31 at the moment. Every swamp we play is +4. All right, that's a Carny T on top of their deck. All right. All right.
Balance comes.
Oh, that's 31, 38, 39, 41. Almost. Next turn, my children. Next turn. Next turn. One more turn, chat. One more turn. Nice 44 health. It would be a darn shame if something were to happen to it. Can we ult Vivian first? For posterity's sake, we can ult the Vivian first.
It's time.
Oh god, gotta get my Banefire APM up here, chat. Oh yeah, yes. Let's put that one big down to big fat 0. All right, Josu in my deck. I think that's it. I think that's all I do. I'm pretty sure it's just like Josu in, click submit. I have to cut a card. I should probably cut a card. Some amount of Plaguecrafter? Nah, I don't think so. That was in fact game 1. Was in fact game 1. Gosh, there's like almost 1,500 of you here. I was gonna be done after this match, but maybe we should finish the event. I guess the event could be done after this match. We could lose the next 2 and be done. Remember, if you find yourself enjoying my content, be sure to check out my website after I'm done tonight. There's a ton of videos up there of me streaming past decks. It's all organized by format and by decks. You can find the stuff that you care about very easily. I'm supposed to be done with the standard format. Why does it keep being great? Right, Bob? It's just like new adventure after new adventure. Wanted to ask you what you thought of Detection Tower in this deck to deal with Tyrant. I think the colorless lands are not worth. You need all your swamps for the Cabal, whatever it's called. I have also been live for like 9 hours at the moment. I went live about 1 o'clock today. If you haven't seen this deck before, this is one of the decks that has a deck page on my website, so we played this once before. It was sweet then too, that's why I'm playing it again now. And kill us with fire. Keep their board small, make these Eldest Reborns a little bit better. Yeah, there's a Naya deck that's been floating around, Bob, but I'm not a huge fan of it. Just like it has really clunky ramp deck problems. Two pair, dealer's choice. Good poker hand, good against Duress. This is like a less clunky chromatic black deck, Nilla. It's like a chromatic black deck if you thought to yourself, what if I want to have respect for decks that can attack and block? What if I have respect for decks that can get under me? This is what you get. Hey, Leebs, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. I love what I do here, but subscriptions like that are the reason I'm able to be here as often as I am. That Ritual of Soot might have been a little bit too aggressive. Maybe I'm supposed to like take a hit for 6 there and like play it later. Is it? If I hit a land next turn, I think I'm just gonna jam this Eldest Reborn. They have another creature too. That's rough. All right, Karn. Lay the land. Woof. That is 2 non-land cards. All right, awkward. Asking to not be timed out will result in timeouts. The management couldn't have said it better myself.
I do not feel pain.
I do not feel pain. I am Karn. Love Karn. Why don't you love Karn? You'll be trying to get some of that Wizard streaming money. Why do people... So they announced the streaming contracts today. They went to people that have played on Wizard's professional tour. They weren't giving them out to random streamers. Also, even if they were giving them out to random streamers, I'm the farthest thing from something that Wizards of the Coast wants to support as possible. Wizards doesn't even give me preview cards, much less a $75,000 a year contract. There was one other that turned it down, Bob. I'm gonna grab my mountain here so this Banefire can just be a terrible shock this game. I'm still gonna be dead on board though, right? I need to draw a live one because these compasses don't flip till one more land tier. I mean, they don't try to silence me. Like they could, if they wanted to silence me, they could ban me from playing Magic, right? They just don't try to help me ever. I don't get preview cards. I don't get invited to special Magic Arena things. I just do me, and the community supports me for what I do, which is nice, you know. They leave me alone. I give my honest feedback. Hey, Max IRL, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. For people asking why doesn't WotC like me, it's because when WotC steps in it, I let them know that they've stepped in it. I don't just like sit there and be quiet because WotC doesn't pay my bills, right? So like I'm not financially invested in Wizards of the Coast. Like it can be tough, like, you know, the people like have those streaming contracts, for instance, probably more difficult for someone like that to be critical about them because they could, you know, have their money taken away. Which money is nice, everybody wants money. Correct, yes, they also don't care for Tolarian Community College because he also puts them on blast when he feels they mess up. Yeah, Noxious is great. I mean, Jerry T got a pro contract based on merit, right? Which was honestly the best way they could do those, right? Like those contracts, they just literally went number 1 to number 32, you get contracts. Land. Ding. That land is great because that land means we're going to hit the rest of our land drops, which is fantastic for us. The question here is, do I want to activate Compass or do I want to cast down this turn? It probably depends on what their turn 3 looks like. Okay, I think that means I want to just kill this here. $11 months. Havoc, thank you for the 11-month resub. Welcome back. I've not tried Discovery in this deck, Bob. That seems like a good suggestion. I like that suggestion.
I'll make use of that later.
I'll make use of that later. Discovery seems like it could smooth things out a little bit. Like we had a couple of like random cards like Murder and stuff that aren't fantastic. So we're looking for Ritual of Soot at this point. Karn's going to 2 here. What did he exile? He's got a treasure map he can go pick up next turn. Really? That's an aggressive attack. Your aggression shall be rewarded with pain. Pain! This is just like the Stone Cold Perfect, because now I get to like Karn make a Karn struct, and now Eldest Reborn doesn't kill him anymore. GG. Discovery sounds really great, Bob, and I could even play one island to get with my Thaumatic Compass on occasion to play the back half. All right, so I'm gonna activate this, grab a swamp, play a swamp, down tick Karn. I guess maybe I should make another Karn struct and slate against a second Eldest Reborn, but that seems unlikely. I'd rather get my treasure map going, I think. I love all the people in the audience that are like trying to make justifications for why Wizards of the Coast to just like ignore me, and then like be aware of the fact that Wizards of the Coast directly sponsors a variety of streamers who are much smaller than me and have and are already only streaming Magic the Gathering. So like all of your arguments are just like hot nonsense because, well, they do that for people who are much smaller than me. Just like, you know, maybe be informed before you try and justify stuff like that. It's like I said, it's whatever. I'm not commenting on that to complain about the fact that they don't give me stuff. I'm just saying that that's how it is. No, like there's literally people that have probably never played in a Grand Prix in their life or never cashed a competitive Magic tournament, who like have WotC sponsored support. Like, I'm not even going as far to talk about the WotC streamer contracts. Like, I didn't deserve a WotC streamer contract, right? Like, I'm not on their pro circuit. I'm talking about, like, I put in an application to be an arena content creator to, like, get in on their early release events and stuff. And, like, they literally just didn't return my message, my application. And I'm just gonna get off the topic at this point because people are gonna say that I'm complaining about it, but like I'm not. I'm just like saying what's happened and like stating the facts. So I wonder, how do I help raise the score of someone else's deck in my queue? So you donate $1 or more or cheer 100 bits or more. And when you donate or cheer, you simply tell me what deck you would like to push up with your donation or cheer. Well, I mean, Delirium Community College is kind of too huge to not support, right? Like he literally has more people on, Tolarian literally has more people on YouTube than Wizards of the Coast does. I think I made a mistake this game, and I should not have gotten a land with this because I should have been able to spire that, so that way I could have done this here. I think that was a missequence on my part. What is exiled over here? A Cabal Stronghold. I think I'm just making a Karn struct here so I can pressure their Karn if this goes after my Karn. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do this. This treasure map flips over next turn, so I'm gonna have a lot more treasures, a lot more artifacts in play. I get 2 scries here. Oh, I guess they can get a Vraska's Contempt from over here. Yeah, I think the fact that I got the mountain with the spires last turn is potentially really gonna bite me here. That's interesting. Oh, I guess they're just gonna attack my card now. That makes sense. No, spires cannot target Carnage Tyrant. It says the word target, it can't hit Carnage Tyrant. I really like the UI changes. I think they're really well done.
Stop.
Please stop. They're probably dead here. That's a really good one. Oh, that just doesn't do anything at this point, right? What am I even drawing to at this point? I don't actually know. I think it's another Karn. I think I'm drawing to another Karn because like these treasure maps. Well, that's a good start. That's going to exile their Karn. So let's start there. And then let's draw a card. And maybe hit a land to play. I guess that's like kind of a land, right? Yeah, it's Contempt into another removal spell into Eldest. Karn also works. Like, the thing so many people forget about when they're complaining about Carnage Tyrant, like Magic players like to do, is that you can just block Carnage Tyrant in combat too, right? Oh yeah, Josu works too. I've got 2 Josu in my deck. Perfect. All right. That is the next step here. All right, then I get to scry plus draw a bunch of cards next turn. So like Josu and Eldest Reborn are both really good here. Of course, they could draw a creature as well, which makes Eldest Reborn worse. But like I've got 2 Josu in my deck, and I'm gonna get to draw a bunch of cards next turn. I have bottomed an Eldest Reborn and played an Eldest Reborn or exiled one. Nope. So there's 3 more. Oh, you know what? I probably should Spires that, because if they play a Planeswalker post-combat, I'm about to be incredibly sad. Alright, sweet. They have nothing. Alright, so I get to draw 4 cards this turn. Is that lethal? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have 20 mana currently. Alright, don't Plaguecrafter, Duress me, go. Oh, you know what? I should have... This was a mistake. I should have only done that for 9, and I should have left Treasure Cove up, because if they Banefire or Duress me, I want to make sure I can draw the most cards. Yeah, I should have held the land for Plaguecrafter, but I also should have done this for less, and I should have, left the Treasure Cove up so I could draw maximum cards this turn, just in case. Do you ever anticipate on making guides on a sideboard against different matchups when you're playing a specific deck? The problem with sideboard guides like that is as soon as you change like 2 cards in the deck list, people all of a sudden just like don't know what to do. So like writing sideboard guides is a lot of effort for something that's quickly gone. So the decks on this stream I do are donation deck lists, so people submit them. Another thing that I do for people is if you have a deck list that you would like me to write a sideboard guide for a $25 donation, I will create a sideboard guide for a deck list that you send to me. This was a sweet match of Magic. This is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 20. So this is just X is 19. This was the one where we killed them from 44 in the first game, right? Right? Alright. Alright, that was not bad.jpg. I feel for Sultai Control Standard. Thank you, Leebs. I appreciate the support. Thank you for the biddies. I feel kind of bad because like there's so many people here. This is like the peak we've had all week after kind of a low week, but I've been live for 9.5 hours. I never like actually ate dinner tonight, so I'm gonna go ahead and be done for the evening. I'm gonna go grab something to eat and hang out with my wife for a little bit before I head to sleep. Thank you everybody for hanging out with me tonight. I really appreciate it. If you're a new viewer, be sure to check out my website, jeffhoagland.com. This deck list, if you've never seen this deck before, if you click on the standard decks and click Mono Black Banefire, this deck has another video up there on my YouTube channel. There's a ton of decks, ton of standard content, modern content if you're a Magic player and like other formats. I will be live, I believe I'm taking all of tomorrow off, but I'm planning to be live almost all day Sunday after the WMCQ is done. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope everyone has a good evening. If you'd prefer to watch another person streaming live,